youtube.com/MayhewMayhem. That's youtube.com/MayhewMayhem.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I am your host, my name is Michael Mayhew, and I am here with my co-hosts.
Hey everyone, it's Raven, and with us is a guy who likes to take his dog and some peanut butter into a room and lock the door.
What's up, everybody? I'm Dale, and also joining us is a man who would kill his own family over the last Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg.
Remember, 30 Minutes of Mayhem is available on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spreaker. All you have to do is search MayhewMayhem. That's MayhewMayhem, and make sure you rate us 5 stars.
Also, you could help us afford to continue doing the show by donating to 30 Minutes of Mayhem via PayPal. Just use the email address in the description, 30minutesofmayhem@gmail.com.
This episode is Raven's last episode as a full-time co-host.
Yes.
Dale's happy about that.
All I did was state the facts. It wasn't that hard. I went into my announcer voice and stated the facts.
I don't have an announcer voice.
Your mom's got an announcer voice.
Come on with the pathetic jokes, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, those are.
could do pretty
You're
much whatever I
getting
want.
desperate.
It's
not desperation.
It's like
I do it all the time at work. We all do it all at work, so I just carry it over.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's funny.
I don't. We all know it's not funny. I just do it anyways.
I think you guys should fist fight or fuck.
Why not both?
Okay then.
You're gonna fucking take it, bam, bam, take it, bitch, bam, bam.
Like it.
You know what you two need to do? You two need to quit leading each other on and fuck. So speaking of leading on, what do you guys think about getting led on or leading someone on?
I try not to lead people on. I don't think I've ever led anyone on, but I typically get... I got led on once for 7 fucking years by the same person.
Now, what does that say about not only them, but you?
Oh, trust me, I'm plenty mad at myself about the whole situation, but part of the problem was the things that he would say that weren't even true. Like, the whole time he was fucking other people behind my back, but trying to tell me that he was trying to build a family with me and show me how he cared about me and all this other shit. It turned out...
Was his name Tiger Woods?
No, but he was just like him, only not rich.
So he's black?
No. Basically it, for 7 years. And that's not 7 years straight. Like, it was off and on many times, because I was always the one to end it. Like, listen, I know you're not invested in this fully, so I'm out. But then 4 or 5 months, it was always 4 or 5 months later, he'd come back, texting me or trying to talk to me and saying, I know I fucked up and I'm so sorry and I want you back in my life. And he would say things that you would typically say to someone that you want in your life for real. But then it was always 3 or 4 or 5 months later, he would start to get distant and I would know that he's fucking around with someone else again, so I'd be out again. It was just ridiculous. For 7 years this went on. And like, by the end of it, I was just like, I'm mad at myself more than I'm mad at him because I let it go on that long. Like, 7 years, that's ridiculous. Because I should have known after the first 2 times that this shit happened.
You should have learned your lesson.
That he was never going to be for fucking real. But to be honest with you, he is the one and only person that I've ever been in love with in my whole life. I was seriously in love with him. Even when he fucked up, I forgave him every time.
Love fucking kills.
There was just something about him.
Yeah. Oh, I know about that. I know all about that.
And every time he would come back, he would be so sincere and
not about
apologetic.
All that. Not about all that part, but I know.
Not until the very last time we spoke did he even admit that he was always fucking other bitches behind my back. And that was finally, when he finally admitted it, that's when I finally cut the cord and was like, you know what? I get it now. I was meant to learn something from this, and I have.
I got led on for a little bit. Not for damn near 7 years.
I'm pathetic, I know.
It happens. Mine, like, I was in the friend zone, and I knew it too. But the sad part is I still continued to try. And even though people told me not to, because like, oh, you're so friend zone, whatever. She's like screwing all these dudes behind your back, and of course, I confront her, and she deny it. So I was like, ha, see,
See, she's not taking
until
multiple
and
dicks
it
in
was
one
funny because
day.
like, yeah, I mean like, she eventually like admitted not really like screwing around with a bunch of dudes, but she like finally was just like I guess had enough of me like continuing to try, even though like I was like friend zone, like giving her rides because she didn't have a car, go somewhere, whatever, go to the
Oh,
mall. I
Christ.
didn't buy her really anything. I just like gave her rides and whatnot in
This
my
Or
car.
isn't
taxi.
this isn't
I
the
was a chauffeur
until she
until she banged some dude, got pregnant, and then they put her out in some other command. And now she's like in Virginia somewhere. I don't know.
she lingered a little bit of hope in front of you so
Yeah.
that you would continue to be her taxi and just enough hope to keep you around.
And say
Eventually,
nice things too when all the other dudes are like demoralizing her, but yet she still hung around them. Of course, go figure. Yeah, she pretty much dangled that little bit of hope right from my face, and hopefully I take it. And of course I took it.
Hope.
And then
Is
it
that
was
what
funny
you call
because like
vagina?
after she admitted all this stuff, she was like, it was like she was like actually more like wanting to hang out with me and like talk to me and when I would explain to her what like all these guys were doing, she texts back like, of course after the damage done, she's like, oh you're right, this guy's a douchebag. I'm like, haha, in your face, bitch, that kind of stuff. And she's like, well let's go hang out, have dinner, blah blah blah. We never did anything, but
Jesus Christ, Dale.
dude, friend zone. Come on now. Guys don't do anything if you're in the friend zone. After we like started like actually like talking and whatnot, next thing you know, she gets pregnant by one of the dudes that she called a douchebag and that she would never talk to again or see again or anything like that. So
So the thing about the friend zone for females, because guys also friend zone girls, but females, if you're in the friend zone, one thing about the friend zone, at any point in time you could be called up to bat.
indeed, I was never.
Yeah, you were never called up to bat. You know,
I was never a designated hitter. I was only a water boy.
you were right bench, left out.
Right bench, left out, pretty much. Never got even called up to bed. Never was on deck.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the friend zone with bitches is because every guy that's in her phone is a potential fuck. It's that simple. I'm gonna sound like an ass here, and I'm gonna piss people off. I pissed a feminist off already. I don't care. I'm gonna sound like an ass here, and that's exactly how it's gonna be. Girls don't have guy friends that are hardcore, that they're hardcore close to, unless they're trying to keep them around in case they need them.
Money, rides.
Whatever it is, because the guy is stupid enough to feel like he has the potential to get action or get a relationship or whatever, and he gets played the entire time because females have the fucking power. It's that simple. As men, we're trained by women our entire lives. That's how it works. You're trained by your mother, then you're trained by your girlfriends, and eventually if you get married you're trained by your wife, and then if you have a daughter you're trained by her. Your entire life you're nothing but getting trained by women until you get the wife, or even when you get a wife, it's all like when you're trying to get to that point and you're in the friend zone like you were. She was that's what bitches do. Had she got out of a shitty relationship and been feeling really really bad, you could have possibly been called up to hit. One of them dinners could have resulted, depending on how she felt. Like if she's like, you know what, fuck that douchebag or whatever. I want to get some dick from a real man, and then she ends up with some black dude because you're not a real man, Tail.
Right.
If she wants to like get back at that guy, and you're the only one she can get a hold of, let's say, or you're the first one that answers, or she knows for sure that you will pick her up, that you will pay for that dinner, she might get that dick.
Actually, I think I did
You
pay
could have
for
been that
dinner.
baby daddy, Dale.
Yeah, you
Oof.
dodged a fucking bullet.
Right.
But I mean, you know what? Even Greg has been led on, and I feel like Greg has even led bitches on. I feel like everyone by this point has done it. I know that I have led females on unintentionally. I can think of one that I didn't purposely do it. It wasn't that I was like, I felt like I was making it pretty clear that there was no hope for her.
Yeah, but some people don't pick up on that sort of nuance, or
Exactly.
some people they just ignore it because they don't want it to be true.
It
Some
could be.
people are that pathetic.
It could be that too. I basically did everything except for just straight up say like sorry, like we could be friends forever, but there's like anything beyond that, there's no chance.
It's always best to just do that anyway.
Yeah, but like who wants to have that conversation?
Nobody wants to, but sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
Especially if you got like some crazy bitch on your hook and she ain't getting the hint, you know?
So I felt like I had made it perfectly clear. I felt like we had an understanding, and I ended up dating someone that happened to be her friend, and
Oh.
we didn't have an understanding.
Mm.
But I thought we did have an understanding. She quit talking to me and her friend for almost a year, and I was like, wow, okay, ruined their relationship. Still to this day, I have a relationship with the first girl, but no longer with the second girl, and the two girls no longer have a relationship, and no, because of me. Oh,
Way to go, Mike.
yeah, I fuck up. People should. I am not that bad of a person. I mean, I'm a pretty shitty person, but I think we all are, and honestly, especially those in this podcast.
Yeah.
But we all have tremendously good qualities about ourselves, or well, I feel like all of us here do, because if you didn't have a tremendously good quality about yourself, I wouldn't even talk to you, because it's just how I am. And I know that I care more about others than I do myself, and that's like a pretty decent fault of mine. I've always been like that. Although others will argue that I don't give a fuck about anyone but myself, which makes no sense to me, because I put up with so much shit from people that I shouldn't put up with. But anyways, back to the love thing. Well, it's all relative, I guess. After getting fucked over like so hardcore, I told myself there's no more second chances. It's just one and done. If they fuck up, you're done. Walk away. I told myself this over and over and over. And then I made the mistake of giving a second chance after I told myself I wasn't going to do that anymore. And I got hurt way harder when I gave this second chance than what I did the first time around. It's like just my life was falling apart at the point in time when all of the shit went down. And then it happened, and I was like, well, there's fucking topping, cherry on the fucking top of the cake, fucking shit, whatever. However that saying goes. There's the cherry on the top, right there. Right in the middle of all this fucking
That's the
chaos.
icing on the cake.
There you go. And right in the middle of all this chaos, there's the fucking icing on the cake. There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right. Awesome.
Icing and the cherry, damn.
Yeah. And,
That's the whole fucking cake.
oh yeah. And so I was just like, you know what, fuck all this. And I've been in the process since then of rebuilding everything. And I personally feel like I am right now in the process of becoming the best person that I've ever been, and version, I guess, of myself that I've ever been my entire life. I feel like I'm in that process right now, and I couldn't be to where I am in this process without going through the shit that I've been through, especially when everything fell apart last year for me, and just everything went into the shitter, the lowest point I've ever been in my entire life. And now I'm like a phoenix, rising from the ashes, man. It feels great, not gonna lie, but that has nothing to do with being led on. I feel like I've been led on because they got what they wanted, and I felt like I was in the process of getting what I wanted. Like I wasn't like friend zone like Dale to where there was nothing at all taking place. I was just getting straight used, but I was getting used, but I was getting stuff in return. I felt like we were working towards a mutual goal that it turns out that we weren't. But the
I
last
wanna fuck you in the mouth.
You sure got a purty mouth.
I wanna fuck you in it.
speaking of putting dicks in mouths,
Giggity.
let's talk a little bit more about dicks.
Because we all love them on this podcast.
Greg, I feel like you could really hone it in and really get in the conversation at this point because you've been so absent so far. Is it a matter of motion of the ocean? Does size really matter? Is it about length? Is it about girth? Is it about hood? Is it about no hood? Does it matter? Tiny dicks, big dicks, somebody other than me say the word dicks.
Dicks.
Now let's talk about...
Dicks. Dicks are great. They're alright. I wish I had one.
No, you don't.
No,
Yeah, I do. Seriously, since I was a little girl, I always wondered where mine went.
Bobby, where'd it go? What?
Yeah.
Is that
I
really
actually
something
did.
you should be sharing with us, Raven?
Well, I'm not
Well,
ashamed. Dicks
listen.
are great.
No, I'm
And I
just
don't
saying we
discriminate.
could.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
We're her psychiatrist that she doesn't have to pay, okay?
Okay.
I remember when I first started getting hair, like between my legs. I'd tuck it in between my legs, pretend I was a girl.
See, Dale, you got my penis.
See, the thing
You were
is,
born with my penis. That's not fair.
well, the penis was technically once a vagina and it falls out. So yours just never fell out.
So yours is probably still inside you.
That always
Ew,
fucks me up when I
that-
read about that.
Greg's like, I know what I'm fapping to tonight.
So Dale, he said when his pubic hairs started coming in, he would tuck his dick between his legs and pretend he was a girl. Because my dick's so small, sometimes I just like put my finger on the tip of the head where the opening is, and I just push it back up inside of me, and just pretend I'm a girl.
That hurt. Just hearing
That's
you say that
weird.
hurt.
Y'all are fucking weird. I'm out of
You should
here.
appreciate having that cock, because some of us don't have one.
I like have a woman telling me that I should feel empowered because I have a penis. I'm like, that's right. That's right. You recognize who's the superior sex.
Nah, that's not really why. I just wish I had it there to play with all the time.
Well, don't you think
You're gonna
that's
see her just like locked in her room, like, what are you doing?
that's how that's how we feel about tits and vaginas. I wouldn't leave the house for
Titties
like
are pretty great. I wish I had my titties and a penis. I would be the happiest she ever.
A she-male
She-male.
for
If I could
rizzles.
titty fuck myself, it'd be awesome.
I mean, you can go get an operation for that.
Yeah, but it won't be the same.
Dale bust out the
What?
credit card.
Yeah, bust out the credit card. And one
This is
penis.
gonna be Raven's
That's
parting
gonna be
gift.
the
You're gonna
greatest like transaction
surgery.
history ever.
Dale paid
You're
for
like,
my
you
penis.
just spent $4,000 on what? You're like, about that. It wasn't for me.
You're like, I already have a penis. I didn't pay to have one attached. I mean, if you're just handing out penises, can you bust out that credit card and get mine enlarged for me? She's like, I don't even want to take the hormones or anything. I just want the dong. Keep everything else the
Something
same.
to play with.
Have you actually seen those the tubes that they actually stick like in your penis, and it's like basically a pump. There's a little pump that they put inside your scrotum, and all you do is like you basically use your fingers and you're pumping it up, and next thing you know you see your penis enlarge, and then there's like a little one-way valve in there, but if you like hold the pump down, I think it releases all the air so your penis goes back down. True story. See a
Why?
video.
He's like, Anna jerked off to it. So Dale, what do you think? Motion of the ocean, size, doesn't matter. What do you
It's
think?
all about the females, man. Or dudes, whatever they prefer. But it's all about the females, man. It really is. Like, it's all about what women like. Some women are like, as long as he knows how to rock it in the sack, I'm good. Size doesn't matter. Then there's some women's like, no, man, this dude's got to be like 12 inches long and like 3 inches wide. So, it's all like, it depends on them. To me personally, I think it's just how well you handle it.
Well, like what I'm saying is, I have a small dick. We all know that, right?
But if you just rock it in the sack and you got that motion of the ocean down, maybe hopefully you find that girl that it just digs that,
Right. So I've like never had a female say, you know what, you're not doing it for me. But none of them stick around. So
They just don't tell you.
that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts exactly. My thought is that they're just like, I don't want to have the most awkward conversation of my life and being like, yeah, you know what, Mike, you got a small penis. You have no idea what you're doing in bed. And I just can't.
You might just want to kill yourself. If
I can't
somebody
just.
else does that.
I can't just.
Would you want a woman to say that to you?
I mean,
If that's
no,
how she really
because-
felt, would you want her to say that? Be honest, or would you rather be lied to?
I'd be like, you're a whore. That's why I can't do it for you, because you're. I would come back with something way more hardcore. I'd be like, you know what, your pussy's so fucking beat, I can't even feel it when I'm trying to fuck you. So I'm not surprised that I can't do it for you, because you're probably taking more than one dick at the same time. You want me to like pull my penis out, put it back in my pants, and then you want me to take my fist and fuck you with it, fist fuck you, because I don't even know if that'll do it. You want me to get both of them up in there? You want me to put a foot in there, because that's how beat your
I
shit
get
is.
mad. I've only had one guy that was smaller than average, and I just put it in the butt. That's how you fix that situation.
Well, most chicks are so fucking stupid that they won't do that.
Just put it in the butt.
But some females just won't do it. And it's ridiculous.
That's
I get,
silly.
I
They
get,
don't realize that it doesn't hurt. They just assume that it hurts, and they don't even try.
it's a mind over matter. All you gotta do is breathe, and once you get going, you're fine.
Better than fine.
Well, it is what it is. But it's a mind over matter situation, and all females just immediately assume that it's bad because they hear that it's bad, and they don't even try it out for themselves. And then if they do, they just overreact. And you're like, God damn it! All you gotta do is breathe. I'm not gonna just ram jam the motherfucker up in here. I'll go easy. You'll be able to handle yourself.
In my case, the very first time that I tried it, was with someone who was too large. So I almost got turned off of it altogether. But then I had a boyfriend after that was just really badly wanted to do that. And I was like, no, I did it before and it was awful and terrible. And he talked me into it. And then I was like, hey, this really ain't so bad. So, I mean, I guess it's up to the girl, but it does not suck.
That's my thing. I got a small dick. There's no way in hell I can be hurting you.
I was actually gonna say that I actually remember reading somewhere that this group of scientists had a survey asking various women the age-old question, girth or length. The vast majority of them said girth because the vagina is only like
3
deep,
inches.
I guess. Yeah. So if it's too long, not only will it not stimulate it enough, it also might hurt. Like there's a dude who has like the longest dick in the world. It's 14 inches long at full length. And he says that when he has a hard on, it basically gives him intense headaches because all the blood begins pumping down there. And
Oh
he
my
says
God.
the worst part is that he said basically the only way I'd ever be able to have sex is if I like did anal. And he said that he's actually been trying to get like penis reduction surgery done on him so that way
I'll take some of what he has lopped off.
but
Raven
yeah,
can
so
have
I
some
mean,
of it too.
yeah, and the age-old question of girth versus length, women have actually said it's girth.
Speaking of getting dick, I feel like it's easier for women to get laid than men.
I think it's easier for women to get laid because, of course, any dude is gonna jump all over that when a woman finally opens it up. Because dudes are like, I mean, like, because guys are always like trying and trying and trying, and for the most part, they're gonna get shut down until they finally find that one chick that'll just like, she'll be like, yeah, let's do it. And he's like, all right.
Yeah, my theory on it is even a guy that has 0 standards will still get rejected more often than he will not. Switch the roles and you say a female with no standards, every time she wants dick, guaranteed she could get it.
Pretty much.
But a guy with no standards can still strike out. A female with no standards or low standards will not strike out. Guaranteed. Unless she goes to a gay club. If she's going to a gay club looking for men, that's the only way she's going to strike out. Although there are some straight dudes that go to gay clubs. I've been to a gay club before. They're extremely fucking fun. You go to. We've had this conversation a couple times on the podcast before. But Raven, you were saying about easier for women to get laid?
I think it's true in most cases, but not all cases. I think it's especially true in like the bar scene because most men, when they drink, their standards significantly get lowered. So they will like hop on anything that offers. And with that, like women hold the power when it comes to sex because she can say yes or no. The guy's always going to be like, yeah, let's do this. Most of the time.
I was going to say, not always.
Most of the time, the guy's going to be
95%
like,
of the time.
if he went to the bar specifically looking for some tail, then
Oh, yeah,
he's going to be like, anything, bring it on, you know?
Almost, yeah. I mean, if that's his intent, then yeah. But you know, if he's going to the bar because he hates his fucking life and he wants to have a couple drinks.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's not really looking for tail.
some nasty bitch walks up to him and is trying to buy him drinks, and he's like, all right, you can buy me drinks, I guess, but I'm not fucking you, you ugly bitch. You know, that could happen. But if a guy goes to the bar specifically and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna get some action, and then he's striking out, and all of a sudden, some random bitch walks up and she's like, yo, listen. Okay, I'm going to cut to the chase. And then he'll be like, all right, let's go. Let's do this.
But, I mean, yes, it's true that it's easier for women to get laid over men. But at the same time, women do strike out too.
Oh, no, I could probably imagine.
I've actually seen women strike out, but the only reason why it was actually in Jacksonville, these couple of guys that I work with, we were all out, and it was like the last night we were there, so everybody went out. And they brought 2 fat chicks back. I'm talking about huge. I'm talking about bigger than ones I would have done. And they were just ugly. But they brought it back as a joke. But they were drunk as shit. They had like no intention on doing it because they even like said something. They were just like, yo, we're just gonna bring these back just to make fun of them pretty much. And like the whole command was there that were on that was in Jacksonville just to see what happened. So of course everybody was thinking they were hitting it, but they weren't. And they even said it. They're like the girls are like, you brought us back here just to kind of make fun of us, didn't you? And they're like, they like both look at each other like, yeah.
That's fucked up.
So you just proved my point there too. Because this topic
They
should
were
say it's
thinking,
easier
like-
for hot women to get laid over men. But us fat,
just
ugly chicks, we strike out just as much. We have just as hard a time finding love, finding someone to help us out in the nether regions.
I guarantee you, say that the members that are currently the podcast went out with the intentions. I guarantee Dale would be the first one off the list. And then it would be down to the three of us, being Greg, Raven, and myself. And I feel like it would come down to Greg and I. And I feel like Greg would be off that list before me. Now, why do I say that? Because I wouldn't try to pick up chicks at a bar.
Yeah, I don't go
Neither
pick up
would I.
either.
Hey, listen, Greg.
You don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, right.
Life's a box of chocolates, So there you go. Yeah, you take anything
Well,
you
yeah,
get at this
but
point.
there's life's a box of chocolates, and there's life's a box of chocolates that could give you chlamydia.
Point.
Life's a box of chocolates. Forrest Gump most likely has AIDS because Jenny does. So, but no, in all seriousness, I can't just do the whole one night stand thing. In my mind, I can't do it because it has to matter to me. Because every time you lay with another person, you give part of yourself away. You can never get that piece back.
Yep.
No matter what.
I've been there.
You can never get that piece back. And I have already had just a few, been 3. But the pieces that they've taken, well, 2 out of the 3 have taken, were such big pieces that I care not to go through that again. That's a whole different thing entirely. Who I give those pieces to have to matter to me, I guess at least at the point in time, because just simply willy-nilly giving a piece away, it makes you empty. Once these porn stars, for instance, have been run through so many times, they're not happy. They fucking hate themselves in the end. Most of them drug addicts and stuff like that. The same thing. It's not just women, and same thing happens to guys. You give a piece of yourself away every time you sleep with a person. So to me, it has to matter. Like the three that I have now, to me, mean nothing to me. But at the point in time, 2 out of the 3 did. The one in the middle is the mistake. So I couldn't just go out with the intentions of getting laid. I couldn't do it.
What's neat about you is that it only took you 3 tries to realize that. I had to realize all that through trial and error. The fact that every person you're with, you give a little piece away to.
It took me 2 tries.
2 tries? Well, it took me a few more. And what's funny is, like, I'm bi, so if I go to a bar, I could hit on men and women, and I still go home alone. Because it's really not that easy for me. Maybe most people, but not me.
You have to strike out either way.
But what about when you can seal the deal and you just neglect to do so? Say, for instance, you're going out with 3 other friends of yours, right? On the way to the bar, you and another friend decide that you're going to be each other's wingman or wingwomen or whatever. And because your friend is on crutches, you decide that you're going to say that he was injured in Afghanistan, or she was injured in Afghanistan, saving your life. And then she ends up getting played by a guy at the bar that goes home with some chick that thinks she's black, but she's really white. So he fucks a ghetto chick, a real gross white ghetto chick. You, meanwhile, are with that dude's friend, like the entire night when you go and look for that guy because you can't find him. And then you have the opportunity at the end of it all, when it's all resolved, you have the opportunity to get that D. And yet for some reason you don't seal the deal. Why?
I completely ignored you on that last story, by the way.
All right, I want to thank you, Raven, for the amount of time that you put in. That does it for another episode of 30 Minutes of Mayhem. I have been your host. My name is Michael Mayhew, and I have been here with my co-hosts.
Raven?
Dale?
And Greg.
Don't forget to check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, and rate us 5 stars. Leave a comment, too. That'd be sweet. Donate to the show via PayPal so we can afford to continue to do this. We're losing a member, so the money is so tight right now, and I'm paying all of it, so I don't know who I'm trying to kid with this. So help me not have to dish out all this money. That's it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. Raven, I hope you have enjoyed your time.
Absolutely.
And
I'll be back.
It's like prison. You're a repeat offender. I'm sure you'll be back. All right, later, fellas.